César Villarraga.
Veteran, been around. 26 fights underneath his belt. César Villarraga from Colombia. Living in Southern California. He's been all over the Southern California club scene. And it's the case of him the last 5 years. Undefeated fighter. It's usually Villarraga who they call to test.
Yes, and I actually worked with César Villarraga early in his career when he came over from Colombia, and he got off to a 9-0 start.
His rival, Deangelo Evan.
Mention Villarraga takes on undefeated guys. Exactly what he has tonight. Deangelo Evan. Deangelo, the record of 14-0, 13 stoppages. Born in North Carolina, lives in Virginia. There you see that wise owl chain around him.
He came out like 50 Cent with that bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Look at the tail of the tape for this one. And Villarraga is 40. Same height. Slight reach advantage for Deangelo Evans. This was scheduled for 6 rounds.
We continue inside the House of Combat Sports Thunder Studios. It is DMG Boxing. Presented in association with Fightbook. If you're looking to be part of the next DMG Boxing event, register online at fightbook.com along with Torque Law. Personal injury attorneys, El Gran Legado Tequila, as well as El Jefe Energy Drink. This contest, 6 rounds. Super lightweight division, este duelo 6 vueltas, división peso super ligero. Los jueces, the judges, Fernando Villarreal, Donald Howard, and Dr. Lou Moretz. Introducing first, the fighter in the blue corner. He enters wearing white with multicolored trim, presentando la esquina azul. Vestido de blanco con vivos multicolor. Su peso oficial, 140 libras. His official weight, 140 pounds tonight. He raises his hand, accepts the challenge, and faces off against another undefeated foe. With his own record of 11 victories against 13 losses, 1 bout even, 5 of those victories coming by way of knockout esta noche. Alza la mano, acepta el reto y se enfrenta a otro rival invicto con su propio récord de 11 victorias, 13 derrotas, 1 empate, 5 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a Bogotá, Colombia, el cafetero, César Villarraga. In the red corner, wearing silver with orange. En la esquina roja, vestido de plateado con vivos color naranja. Su peso oficial, 139 libras y un cuarto. His official weight, 139 and 1/4 pounds. Tonight, he tests his skills against his most experienced foe to date and puts his undefeated record on the line, consisting of 14 victories. 13 of those victories coming by way of KO esta noche. Se mide ante su rival más experimentado y pone en juego su récord invicto de 14 victorias. 13 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Hailing from Durham, North Carolina, and now fighting out of Danville, Virginia, Deangelo Evans, a.k.a. Muscle. Our referee, Sharon Sands.
César, Deangelo, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. I expect both of you to respect this belt line. You can hit here, this is good. No hips, no groin areas. Touch up, one out at the belt.
Sharon Sands, the veteran referee here in the Southern California fight scene, is our ref tonight. Our judges, Fernando Villarreal, Donald Howard, and Dr. Lou Moret. That's El Cafetero, César Villarraga, as he's a veteran, has been around Mike Rodriguez and Tito Mercado, the undefeated fighter. Tito, you got a fight coming up?
Yeah, I do, man. June 19th. right here at Box Theater, Pomona, California, with DMG Boxing.
So you just signed to GMG? Is that the word?
Yeah, that's the word in the street now. You know, signed with DMG. I'm super excited about this fight though coming up because I also got my brother debuting along with me, so that should be fun, man.
Oh, that's cool. And you're gonna do it in your backyard?
Yeah, my backyard. You can't do nothing better than that.
Deangelo Evans, Mike, 14-0, 13 stoppages. It's been an interesting road for him. Not that much activity for young fighters. His first fight in 2026. And Cesar Villarraga, he's past his prime. He's past where he's supposed to be. But Mike, a salty vet like him, you have to be careful with.
You do, and especially in the early part. Like I said, I worked with Cesar, with trainer Danny Zamora, a good friend of mine, great trainer. He's worked with a lot of the Colombian fighters. Cesar was actually 8-0. We took him from the start. Cesar was actually an Olympian. He's 40 now, and you're right. And when you fight a young, snappy kid like this, his nickname is Muscle for a reason. And now let's see if he can put that to good use here tonight against the veteran in Villarraga.
Yeah, I've been hearing about Deangelo Evans. He had the Wiesel necklace around him. He's been running around. You can hear the name, but the activity, you always want to talk about the activity. Tito, you know about this, right? A fighter being active, especially when you're young, you get more attention by fighting, right?
No, of course, 100%. I think my first year I averaged, 5 fights that year. Right now I'm off to a late start, but I'm hoping to pick it back up. But definitely, staying active for a young fighter, man, is crucial.
Yeah, Deangelo had one fight last year. It was a 5th round KO in April, so it's been a 13-month layoff for him. And then 2024 he was active.
And I think with him, with the layoff, and now that it looks like he's signed, with DMG, and they can get him busy because he can only take so many of these kind of fights. And I think to knock the rust off for a fight or two, and then you see him and what he's really made up against maybe another prospect or somebody that's very viable for him.
The southpaw Villarraga, he's normally fighting undefeated guys. He's lost his last 3. He had Carlos Balderas in 24. Kurt Scobie, Kurt he likes to talk a lot. I like his style. Javier Mesa, who's a young golden boy, who's a prospect. Abdullah Mason, he lost to him. So yeah, he was on the Southern California scene for a while, but usually he hangs around just enough to frustrate you, Tito. Those are the guys you cannot let hang around.
No, he definitely has an awkward style. I don't see him being Evans, but he could definitely make him look bad if Evans lets him.
And the one thing that I noticed that I haven't seen Cesar fight in a little bit is he's a southpaw now, and he rarely ever used to go southpaw. And younger in his career, when he was actually a prospect and undefeated and fighting under the Thompson boxing banner, and he was built by matchmaker Alex Campanova, and we expected big things from him. It just didn't quite work out.
He stepped up in competition. Not that he was getting blown out, but it was just losing split decisions, tough fights. So this should be a good matchup as we get going with Deangelo Evan, Cesar Villarraga. In the corner of Deangelo Evans.
And here's the thing, when I see a fighter like Evans with his record of 14-0, geographically from the North Carolina, that Virginia area, on that club circuit, 14-0, now we have to see what that 14-0 is actually made of.
Rafael Sarabia, the trainer for Villarraga, their gym is in the backyard of the garage. You've been there, right, Mike?
I've been there many, many times. I almost got bit by the dog about 4 times. Yes. He's a really nice man, and I'm sure he's going to keep a watchful eye on his charge tonight. He comes out with a knife.
Very aggressive. You ever been to that gym, Tito, to spar?
Yeah, I have. I've been there once or twice.
It's right across the street from the high school in Pico, but you walk, it could be 60 degrees outside and 120 inside, right? It's just always sizzling, but that just shows where you got to work your way out of it. Villarraga, Mike, you're talking about he's a southpaw. So I asked him about this. So from 2018 to 2022, he didn't fight. He thought he was retired. He had a huge right hand issue that required surgery. There's a huge bump on it. And he said it was so much pain that I started boxing southpaw just to hit the bag. But he's like, I'm done. I'm retired. I started working construction. And then, of course, COVID hit. So it was that 4-year layoff. And then Oscar Negrete, El Jaguar, who was a Golden Boy prospect in his days, his trainer now. One day they're at the house. Oh! Big shot from he's okay, but concern, of course, is going to be they're going to put him on the stool. And that's Deangelo Evans right there.
I love the respect that Team Evans is showing Villarreal, his fallen opponent right now, making sure he's okay before there's any excess celebration. And here you take a look at the highlight. There's a left hook right on the button.
And there you see one punch ends it. Win number 15 for Deangelo Evans. 14 KOs. It comes with 1 minute of round number 2. And immediately waved off by Sharon Sands, and Villarreal did not see that hook coming. Big win for Deangelo Evans on DMG.
He's still not quite there. He's slurring his words, so.
Young career. This is what I was talking about, Tito. I've heard about this young man. I want to see more of him. I want to see him be active, not just once a year.
No, yeah, definitely. You got to, especially when you're getting, knockouts like that, man. You got to stay active. Definitely impressed with him. Like you said, I'd like to see more of him.
And Mike, I was in the middle of telling a story about Villarreal, who thought he was retired. That punch came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a young, strong, quick twitch fighter against a fighter that's not at his best anymore, and I'm just glad he's okay. I worked with Caesar for a few years. He's a wonderful man, a wonderful family man, a man of faith, and my biggest concern right there was just making sure that he was okay. But big congrats to Deangelo Evans on his team on a great win, and I see big things for him. He definitely looks the part. He definitely fights the part.
Villarreal is on the stool. Doctors are attending him. Gloves being taken off, so he's fine. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Inside the DMG boxing ring, this bout ends in a sudden and dramatic fashion with an official time of 1 minute of round number 2. Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye de manera dramática con un tiempo oficial de 1 minuto del asalto número 2. Su vencedor por knockout, your winner by way of KO, still undefeated, Deangelo Evans, a.k.a. Muscle.
No emotion, no nothing, just take care of business. And he still had the mouthpiece in the entire time right there. For Deangelo Evans, gets his hand raised for a win. There's a smile for him. I like this young man, Mike. There's something there with him.
Yeah, he's a strictly business kid, and I really liked what he did after his fallen opponent had not gotten up. He showed plenty of respect before he celebrated, and that shows a great maturity. And as a fighter, Tito, I know you can appreciate that.
No, for sure, 100%. Obviously this is her business, but we all want to come out of the ring and be able to go back home to our families.
And you talked about that vest, Tito, that he came out with it, and boom, that hook was there. That quick right there. Like it's funny, he didn't even set it, no jab, no nothing, Tito.
Yeah, no, just perfectly timed shot. those are the ones you don't. Those are usually the ones that people don't get up from. They just don't see it coming.
Mike, you said that's something about when you're a youth and you have it on your side, it goes.
I mean, he's the muscle, the quick twitch.